keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Sarah, also known as Laugh Love Langella. And in today's video, we are going to continue the early Christmas decorating inspiration, this time heading into my living room space. You will see a lot of the same elements being incorporated from last year's video. However, I really feel like this space has given a whole new look because we flipped the orientation of our couches. Our built-ins are still a work in progress. I will absolutely be sharing those when we are completed with it, but we're taking our time with it. But because of the built-ins, I couldn't have the tree where I had it last year, so I opted to actually put it between our windows in our living room space at the front of the room, just as you walk into our home. So my smaller couch got flipped to the other side of the coffee table, and I feel like it just changed the entire flow of the space, not in a bad way. My husband and I were talking about this. We actually kind of like what's happening here. We have to live with it. It's only been about a week or so at this point, but I'm excited to share with you guys how I styled our living room space for early Christmas. So let's get right into it. Starting off, I'm going to be using this faux fur throw. I got this from Home Goods a few years ago now. I just really love to add a lot of texture, especially during the fall, Christmas, winter months. And I love the color of this one, but Home Goods always has a really good, affordable selection of these that look so much like the expensive designer ones. Now I'm going to add this quilted throw pillow. This I found at TJMaxx. It came in a pack of 2. It just has the regular poly insert in it right now. But if you want to make it look that much more high-end, you can swap it out for a down one. I just didn't feel like it at the moment, but I do plan to do so. To that, I'm going to add this tree patterned pillow. This is older, from Target a few years ago now. They came out with a different version this year that I will have linked below, but I just love these so much. It has the slightest like gold hue to it, and I feel like it ties in really nicely with the lighter quilted pillow. And then last year, I also DIY'd my own Mr. and Mrs. Spice pillows. So I did not want to spend the Pottery Barn price, but I love them. So these ones turned out just so fun. On the other side, we're going to add another faux fur throw blanket. This is part of the Studio McGee collection at Target. I got this a couple years ago now, but they do bring it back each year. They also have a light brown color, and it is so soft. It has the faux fur, and then it has this really soft back as well. So we love to compete over who gets to snuggle up with it each night. And then I'll be adding the H&M pillow cover. It is double-sided. So many of you were able to get your hands on them, but they also sold out very quickly. So I will keep an eye out for a restock and be sure to share it. And this lumbar pillow is another one that's older, from Studio McGee at Target. That is one of my absolute favorites, and I love to bring it out every year. On the smaller sofa, I'm adding another one of the tree print pillows, as well as this embroidered gingerbread one from Pottery Barn. Now I'm adding this tree pillow. I got this from Kirklands last year. I have not seen that they've brought it back, which is a little disappointing, but it has that same pattern that the lighter brown one does. And then I have my Mr. Spice. On the chest here, I'm going to add this clay pot I found antique shopping. And then I have a few of these Juniper picks. I got these on Amazon. There was a whole pack of them, so there was a bunch that came with it. So we're gonna add these. And of course, you can't go wrong adding one of those amazing Luminara candles. So we're gonna have this to add in that pop of green. For the Christmas and winter months, I love to add pine cones in as a vase filler. So I have some from Hobby Lobby over the years. I've used them so many times. So you can either keep it super simple, just doing pine cones. If you want pops of red, you can add some sugared cranberries. I will do that after Thanksgiving. I've mentioned it before. I decorate more neutral for my early Christmas decor, and then I bring out the pops of red after Thanksgiving. But you could leave it with just pine cones, but I actually have some of these little bells I got in a pack on Amazon. So we're gonna add some bells in here as well to just bring that little metallic shimmer in a very delicate way. On the side table here, we're also going to keep it super simple. I have these Juniper stems. They're still a shorter type of stem, but I love how full they are. These are one of my favorite florals to decorate with for Christmas and winter. So I'm just going to add 3 of them here. I got them from an Etsy shop. If they have them in stock, I will be sure to have it linked in the video description, as well as anything else I share today. And we're going to add this small bell candle. This was from World Market. It is the white pine and birch smell. It is a mercury, it's a glass candle, so just be careful if you have littles. But I love the little rope detail and everything. It just looks beautiful as a decorating piece, but this one smells absolutely amazing too. For my coffee table arrangement, I am going to use this vessel. This was from Antique Farmhouse. No two are the same of them. They're all unique, but I want to help bring that warmth in for the season. And then I'm going to be using a few different stems to build this arrangement. I'm going to be pulling the same juniper that we used on the trunk and the smaller side table. But I love mixing greenery. I have these ones from House Holm years ago. It was Sky's shop that I actually worked at, but I couldn't help myself. She had so many great decor pieces. So I am also going to be integrating some of the Norfolk stems. These ones have a lot of reach. I have purchased mine from both Kirklands and a floral. They're exactly the same. I will say there's even more options now. Hobby Lobby has one. Amazon has their own versions as well. Take your pick on which ones you think are the best quality. I definitely love my A-Floral and Kirklands ones, but with how many are out there, you do not need to be paying the A-Floral pricing on them. I love the Kirklands ones just as much. Again, I have both, so I can tell you directly that they are the same. So these ones though have a lot of reach. They have that very whimsical like droop naturally that happens to them. You can pull them up and bend them in different directions, which is great. But we're gonna add just 3 of these because they go so far. And then we're gonna fill in with some of these lighter like pineish, like blue stems, and I'm going to kind of pull it in between, and then also add a juniper one in the mix too to help calm down the differences of greenery.
Last year I made a video sharing different ideas for Christmas floral arrangement styling. I am planning to do that again this year, but I will have that video linked down below if you guys are an early decorator like myself. It likely won't come out until late November, so that way if you guys want to get some ideas before that, you can check out that video. But I am planning to do it again. I'll try to change things up a little bit from last year's as well to give you some new refreshed ideas.
And now I'm going to add one of the small pinecone luminara candles to just add a little glow into the mix. Now on the wood riser, I want to add this set of African bells. I got this from my friend Kate's Etsy shop, Gray on Elm. She has sold out of most of her bells, so I do not know how many or if she has any left, but I will link her shop down below. But I did see when she was doing her product images, she had them tied together with some ribbon. So I have a couple options here actually. I think because it's early, I'm gonna go for this more neutral velvet fringe ribbon. And then as we get closer to the holidays, I'll swap it out for red instead, or just layer both of them in, honestly. Leave me a comment down below. What would you do? Would you do neutral, red, or both?
I really feel like these bells look beautiful styled all year round, but just to give it that slight Christmas touch and elevation, adding the ribbon to it can make all the difference and is such a simple decision to make it happen. I just took the smaller bell, tied it to the large one, and made a bow, trimmed the edges, and that's it. And I feel like it just gave it that much more of a Christmas touch rather than an everyday decor element.
And now I'm going to add this faux book box. It is Dashing Through the Snow. I got this from a small shop a couple years ago. I'll try to see if I can find it somewhere, but I'm just gonna have this little hint of red in the mix and add this small nutcracker. This is the one that I stained myself a few years ago from Hobby Lobby. They come in a kid's craft kit. So you can have your kids paint one or you can stain one like I did. This pot is the one that I had DIY'd to look like an aged one from Home Goods. I was originally going to put the Norfolk tree in it. It was just very sparse, and I forgot that I had this one actually from Walmart that totally will fill the pot that much better. So we're going to add this in here. I just love for the Christmas season to have a ton of trees everywhere, but I do not enjoy seeing the plugs and outlets to things. So I'm going to use another piece of decor. I'm going to use this wooden sled. I actually had this next to our front door underneath that basket last year, but because the deer's over there, I don't want to just have a bunch of stuff everywhere. So we're going to just tuck this behind the tree and it will perfectly cover the outlet. For my staircase garland, I always love to mix two different ones together. I'm actually going to use the same exact garlands I did last year. I have two of the Norfolk pine ones. They do make a deluxe one now, which is basically two of them layered together. It has double the thickness on it. So that's why I like to add another one to mine, because it just looks a little too sparse. So I'm going to use two of these, and then I also have some that were from Michael's years ago. They don't make it anymore, but I love to intertwine them together. So we're going to start putting the first one up. Then when it comes to adding the second one to it, I like to straighten out the end of this one and just kind of tuck it back enough where they are layering over each other a little bit, and then I just tie them together. And then you can just take your garland, and if you have any pieces that are more so on the back side than the front, you can tuck it behind it and flip it over to just help cover up what's happening. Now I'm going to sit here and just determine how much of a swag I want on my stairs. And because these are so flexible, you can kind of bend it down so that it straightens it out here. And I'm just going to do the same thing and tie it to the stair rail.
There are so many different ways you can attach your garland to your stairs. I'm using jute because that's what I had on hand. I don't know where my zip ties were. That's an easy one, but they also make Velcro straps that are safe to not scratch up your stairs. So that's a really great option as well.
So now I'm going to take the other garland, attach it at the top, and just twist it around the Norfolk.
Like I mentioned earlier, this garland that I'm adding now is older, from Michael's. I bought it, I want to say 4 years ago now. It is a Real Touch cedar, but a more wispy type with twigs and pine cones in it. I will try to find a similar enough option that I can link for you guys. I just love that it adds that much more fullness and texture, adding it to the Norfolk one.
Now, last year I did the hanging metallic bells. I want to do something a little different, so I'm going to use these wooden bells that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm actually planning on putting a bunch of these in my Christmas tree, but I figured I would just do a cluster of them here to have a different look. I really like how these give a different look from the gold bells. I still love the gold bells, and I honestly might, after Thanksgiving, swap the wood ones for the metallic gold, just because I feel like it is such a classic Christmas look. But I just took 3 of these from Hobby Lobby and some jute string and just looped it through the loops that were already there to hang them on the stair rail. Now I'm going to add this dark brown satin ribbon. I got this last year on Amazon, and then once we pass Thanksgiving, really, I will swap this out for red instead. And lastly, I'm going to add this iced Norfolk wreath. And the finishing touch over here by the tree is going to be adding this amazing oversized deer. I found this at HomeSense. Some of you have also found them at Home Goods. I found smaller ones last year from there. I'm hoping to get a couple more in the mix so I can have them kind of herded up around the tree, but he is so cute. I've seen some people with their driftwood deers add ribbon to it. I'm gonna omit that for now. I might, but let me know if you would do that too. And I always love to add a seasonal greenery piece to this basket next to our front door. I have this stem. This is older from A Floral. They discontinued it, but it has that real feel like cluster. I don't even remember what they called this stem, but it does not manipulate well at all. The first time I tried to move it, it broke. So I have a couple of them, and I just like to leave them in places where I just want a little touch of greenery.
And here is a finished look at how I styled our living room space for the early Christmas season.
So that is going to wrap up today's video, friends. I sure hope you enjoyed and got some decorating ideas and inspiration. Again, if you missed my early Christmas entryway styling video, I will have that linked down below. I did reuse a lot of the pieces that I used in last year's early Christmas living room video, but because we flipped the orientation of the couches, I feel like it really gave the entire space a whole new look and dynamic. So I will have last year's video linked down below as well, so you can kind of see the differences, even the small ones that really made such a difference with it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me here today. I still have plenty more Christmas decorating inspiration coming your way. So if you are not subscribed already, be sure to subscribe and ding the notification bell. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here today, friends, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.